Greetings once again, mages. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with Fairy Tale the 100 Years Quest. Previously, Urza, Jalal, and Minerva have found themselves embroiled against the Sisters of Gold Owl, the Signario Sisters, with the ability to alter the world itself seemingly at a whim, using their ability Dream Death World. And while at first our heroes seemed to be able to counter everything the sisters threw at them, it was only when Minerva tried to attack one of them directly that the most peppy of the sisters, Luso, seemingly crushed Minerva underfoot, growing to an immense size, much to the shock of Urza and Jalal. Has Minerva been terminated? Or are the Signario sisters' abilities not quite what they seem? And if they are everything they appear to be, how will our heroes overcome it? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, Fairy Tale The 100 Years Quest, Chapter 133. God Shame. I have to wonder, does that mean God Serena is gonna show up? We have this dynamic shot of Natsu about to put some stank on a flaming pitch. Very dynamic. Alright, you have a very demented and massive looking Luso, fresh off of apparently crushing Minerva. Urza cries out for Minerva, while Jalal can only cry out, "Damn it," in response. Luso chuckles to herself, with a jubilant smile, but suddenly a voice calls out, "How long are you going to keep smiling like a fool?" Luso is shocked to hear this voice, as the voice tells her, "I am a wizard with the power over space." Urza calls out, "That voice, Minerva?" Luso looks around as well, questioning, "Where?" "Oh, jeez." And Minerva calls out, "I'm inside your body." Man, on the first date? My goodness. That's kinda messed up, though. That really goes to show the downsides of making yourself so big. I mean, Minerva's power would only do so much, but even still. Jeez. Surprise baby. Minerva crawls out, "It was a mistake for you to make yourself bigger in my presence. This will be a bit grotesque. Forgive me." Minerva then starts to chant, summoning magical power to her hand. And then a massive monster comes bursting out of Luso's body. I don't believe that's the real Luso, though. Urza smiles at the sight, while Jalal says, "The magic of the Yukama 18 battle gods, as incredible as ever." And as the massive figure of Luso falls, another Luso pops out of the figure's mouth. I figured as much to Minerva's shock. Luso smiles, saying, "That giant obviously wasn't the real me. It wasn't cute." Yeah, right. "And this is a dream world," she says as she whips her finger around in a specific pattern. "Oh." And as she says anything's possible here, chains suddenly wrap around Minerva's body, as well as Urza and Jalal. Jalal questions, "What are these?" As suddenly, Minerva is shocked by the change, and she cries out in pain. What the hell? Only for her to be turned into a fox? I mean, she was foxy, but And Urza is turned into a cat, and Jalal is turned into a dog. Urza has an X-seed. Still adorable. Luso is delighted, saying, "See? Cute." I mean, she's not wrong. While Annie looks on disapprovingly, saying, "How long are you going to play around, Luso?" Urza is shocked, questioning, "What's going on? I can't use magic." Jalal calls out, "This is bad." While Minerva says, "Curse you. As long as we're trapped in this ridiculous space, we can't win." Luso then calls out, "Well, let the hunt begin," as she pulls out a bow and arrow, aiming it at the trio. And as she starts firing off a volley of arrows, Urza, Jalal, and Minerva can only run away in terror. As Urza calls out to the others, "Run! What did she turn us into?" I think that might be Minerva saying that. Seriously, how do you counter this? There must be some kind of trick to it. Maybe perception? Maybe it's visually what you take in? There's something to this ability, because it can't be this broken. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom, we pick up with Rogue, Wendy, and Gray being confronted by the leader of Gold Owl, Duke Boroboroa, and his two humanoid creations, Ganai and Kotetsu. Boroboro looks at the trio with a smile, saying, I wanted to make Athena human. That's what she wants too. We need your help to make both of our dreams come true. Rogue questions, help? Lecter also questions, don't tell me we never needed to fight you in the first place. While Carla says, idiot, they kidnapped Wendy and the others. And Frost says, Fro thinks so too. Never change, Frost. Gray doubles down on this, saying, yeah, we can't back down while they still think so little of us. And Wendy adds, we won't help you. Snap! Wendy with the sass. I do love the way that Boroboro is drawn. Like this wise old man who's like 5 steps ahead of every situation. He really does remind me of Haiti. Boroboro tells the children, because he gives off the vibe that he would call them children, especially considering how old he apparently is. Boroboro says, I'm the only one who can control Athena as she is now. Are you sure you want to make an enemy of her? I have a feeling Athena's playing Boroboro though. The creation turning against its creator? Classic. Rogue says, so you're saying you need magic to perfect her? Boroboro explains, like I told you before, I have no aptitude for magic, so I need wizards to gather it. Gray questions, isn't God Serena here? It's hard to believe, but he's the top wizard on our continent. And suddenly God Serena enters the fray dancing, saying, you summon me, god friends? God Serena enters the fray, much to the shock of Rogue, Wendy, and Gray. And then Serena says, after striking a pose, I may not look it, but I am a doll too. Okay, so it's not his body, but his soul? Is it something like, did Duke go after God Serena because he heard he was the most powerful? Thought maybe putting his soul in a doll, which would still maybe contain God Serena's magical abilities, but maybe because Serena is still a doll, despite the fact that he can use magic, it's not enough to the point where he'd be able to do what needs to be done for Athena? I should just keep reading, of course, probably gonna get my answer, but it's like, to create a doll in the likeness of God Serena, Wendy naturally freaks out saying, a doll? Someone made you? Well, Gray questions, geez, do you have to do all that loud, annoying posing? And then Frost starts imitating the poses. While Carla says to Frost, don't copy him. Boroboro explains, he's a doll I made from a corpse. He does have quite a lot of magic, but a dead wizard's magic won't help me perfect Athena. Okay. Ganai says, we tried to retrieve Dogra cores to gather magic quickly and easily, but Serena interjects saying, you got in our way. What a god shade. Well, Kotetsu tells Serena, quit acting big. So I guess that would make sense. It was a last-ditch effort. It's just like, hey, the most powerful and capable wizard from back home, try to revive him. He'd still have his magic, but him being a corpse didn't work out the way they wanted. That's fascinating to me. And again, we get to see God Serena in action. I'm not going to pass that up. And God Serena has shown that despite his personality, he is wildly capable when it comes to fighting. So at the very least, you now have a very powerful person under your employ. Like, it might not have worked out, but you still got a very powerful ally under your control. Gray then questions, you got a grudge? Boroboro says, no. Not just any wizards will do for this. Oh. Okay, Boroboro then, I guess, uses alchemy, and so it only affects Rogue and Wendy, but Gray looks on in horror as Rogue and Wendy start convulsing and crying out in pain. Is it because they're Dragon Slayers? He wants Dragon Slayer magic. Carla and Frost call out for their friends. Lecter looks on saying, no way. Rogue, in pain on the ground, says, my power. Gray cries out, what did you do to them? Boroboro explains, what I want is dragon magic. Rogue, convulsing on the ground in pain, says, my power was drained? Wendy adds, in a single second my power was sucked out of me. And Lecter, with the most intense face I've ever seen him with, says, Sting and Natsu are in danger. Speaking of which, we pick up with Sting, Natsu, Lucy, Happy, and Yukino confronting Athena, who looms over everyone. Athena smiles, saying, White Dragon Slayer. Sting, Heathcliff, correct? Sting blushes a little, saying, Huh? You know who I am? While Yukino wipes away tears from her face, saying, Master Sting has gotten famous. Aw. Lucy says in shock, Huh? You're crying over that? While Happy says, Yukino is weird sometimes. It does give off the feeling that she and Sting are, the parallels of of Natsu and Lucy continue on. Athena adds, I thought about scouting you to join Rebellious as a fellow white wizard. Sting acts a little embarrassed, saying, Gosh, I'm blushing a little. Natsu, maybe I'm more famous on this. Maybe I'm the more famous one on this continent. Natsu kind of dismisses Sting, saying, What's with that face? You're pissing me off. Oh, and sure enough, Yukino adds, Oh my, that face is cute, isn't it? Like, When he says, Huh? That's what you're commenting on? And Happy notes, Not just sometimes. Yukino is weird all the time. Happy, you as someone who's always going, oh, you like him. Like, you should catch on to what's going on here. Athena then directs her attention to Natsu, saying, I know of you as well, Natsu, the Fire Dragon Slayer, child of Igneel, the most famous dragon slayer in Ishgal. And then Sting just like, oh, ouch. Right for the pride. But Natsu don't give a crap. He says, who cares about that? As he prepares an attack, Athena simply goes, white out. And suddenly Sting and Natsu are just devoid of their power. Just like Rogue and Wendy. They're suddenly in an immense amount of pain. See, now this is the power of the White Wizard. I mean, shoot. When you think about it, when we saw how things were with, Toka, those abilities were pretty intense. To be able to control all the fairy tale, to see how the true White Wizard performs is like, ooh baby. Yukino and Lucy call out for Sting and Natsu, while Happy shouts, This is what Ferris used. Natsu and Sting fall to the ground. Ooh, an intense look from Athena as she says, I will take your dragon power. Meanwhile, Sting and Natsu are on the ground with an intense look of pain on their faces. Man, the art in this chapter, well done. Meanwhile, Yukino and Lucy go rushing in. Yukino calling to Lucy, while Lucy says, let's go, Yukino. Honestly, all things considered, this is a good way of handicapping everyone. The Dragon Slayers and the more powerful mages in the whole group, they're at a disadvantage. They're all incapable of using their abilities. So it's up to the likes of Gray, Lucy, Yukino to actually go in and see if they can actually make a difference. And while Gray, he has his, demon powers? Or, no, it was Devil Slayer magic. Which always gets me because, let's be honest, God Slayer magic, it was introduced and it never really went that far. And then you have Devil Slayer magic, which we've only ever seen Gray's, so it's just like, at the very least it feels like Gray should have gotten like Ice God Slayer magic, just to kind of, even things out a little bit, because God Slayer magic just has been so pushed to the side. So he'll be fine, I think. Then again, he is going up against the Guild Master, so, But I really do have to wonder about Lucy and Yukino. It was when Lucy took down Kyrie. Like, she could, maybe with the assistance of Gemini, and because Yukino is here, they could use the Trinity magic, Godfrey. I don't know if that would be powerful enough to take down Athena, but it might get her to back off. Or at the very least, Uranometria. Like, they have spells, and shoot, I wonder if Lucy could teach Yukino the dress thing, the celestial spirit dress thing, with the spirits that she has still. And it feels like it's high time Yukino got a bit of an upgrade. Because honestly, Yukino's only real claims to fame are the dual attack she's used with Lucy, or the Trinity attack with Husue, but her real only claim to fame is having the 13th Zodiac Key, Orpheus. So, if she could get some kind of power up with Orpheus, I mean, Yukino could really be something at the very least. Or Orpheus. It's kind of unfortunate because Orpheus had like the most going on during a filler arc in the anime. So, at the very least, we know Orpheus got some power behind it. And the manga has already shown that a lot of filler material will get incorporated into the manga. That's how we have Gottfried. So do something with that. Like, come on, Fairy Tail. Give Yukino something. You got her. Might as well use her. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How are Urza, Jalal, and Minerva going to get out of their predicament? There's got to be some trick to the Signario sisters' ability, especially considering that Annie isn't doing any of the work. It's all her sister. So maybe there's something to that. Like my earlier theory that Luso is only able to, Annie changes things, and Luso is the one who allows it to move and do things. So Annie is the one you mainly need to focus on. I'm not sure about Gray's situation, because he's very outnumbered. That's the biggest thing. And Lucy and Yukino, the biggest thing going against them is they have such a tendency to lose. Even when it feels like they should win, they lose. And then there's the question of how do you counter an instantaneous ability to take away your magical power? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe for more 100 Years quests. And until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.